Good evening, everyone. It is Saturday, November the 28th, 2020. It is currently 9:52 p.m. Central Time. I'm coming to you live from Abilene, Texas. I'm currently standing in the upstairs bedroom is where I'm at, and the light, I guess, is burnt out. So I'm standing literally in the dark in an upstairs bedroom going live because, well, I've got to tell you something. I've got to tell you something. I've got some big news. After this long and never-ending journey to try to get on the Edifi Christian podcast app, I can finally tell everyone that we are now live on the Edifi Christian podcast app. I just looked this up just a few minutes ago, and there we are. The Theology Central podcast is there. The VBC podcast is there. The VBC Bible Institute, we're still waiting for approval on that one. But VBC, Theology Central, is now live on the Edifi Christian podcast app. So you can go to the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store, download the Edifi Christian podcast app. The Edifi Christian podcast app. Once it is downloaded, do a search for Theology Central, do a search for VBC, hit the subscribe button, and then please listen, download, listen, download. I want to do everything in our power that our numbers are there, that we at least get recognized as being on the app and maybe get moved to a position where we are seen maybe even on the homepage. I don't know if we'll ever get there, but if we can, that's great. Even if we never get there, when people are searching, hopefully their searching will allow them to stumble across our content. Now, ultimately, everything is in the hands of a sovereign God, so we'll leave it to God to, hopefully to lead the people that He wants to find us, and hopefully those people will at least give us a chance. Listen to what we're trying to do. We're going to do, we'll do some kind of giveaway for the Edifi Christian podcast app for new listeners who find us on the Edifi Christian podcast app. We're going to do everything we can. But for those of you who've been with me for a long time, thank you very much for all of your support getting us to this point. For those who've helped us financially, leave reviews, whatever you have done, thank you so very much. But now it's very simple. Download the Edifi Christian podcast app and just listen, hit play and just let it play. Download every episode, download everything. Just do whatever you can. Share episodes, do whatever you can, but share episodes from the Edifi Christian podcast app. Tell other people about the Edifi Christian podcast app. And here's something else I would love for you to do. If you download the Edifi Christian podcast app and you start searching and looking, the podcast that you subscribe to, let me know. Create like your list saying, or you can take a screenshot of the ones you subscribe to and send it to me at newsif@yahoo.com, newsif@yahoo.com, and say, here are the podcasts I listen to on the Edifi Christian podcast app. And then we can share your list with other people, and other people can share their list, and it may help us discover some good Christian podcast apps, or some good Christian podcasts on the Edifi Christian podcast app. Now, what I do is I subscribe to all kinds of things that are good, things that are not so good. But I'm going to do my best to try to promote the ones that I really like so that you can subscribe to them as well. I mean, we're on a Christian podcast app. If we can point out the good ones, then let's do that. And we'll review some of the bad ones, which may get me in trouble. We will see. But yes, we are now live on the Edifi Christian podcast app. After going through that entire process, after basically being told no, then being told, wait a minute, there was confusion. We didn't really mean no. I mean, we meant no, but we didn't mean no. We meant no for one thing, but we thought you meant something else. So after all of that confusion, it's over. It's done. We are now live on the Edifi Christian podcast app. Yes, we made it. I can't believe we made it, but we're there. So please download the Edifi Christian podcast app right now. Again, they say they have over 2 million Christian podcasts available on one single app. 2 million. That means there is so much available. Let's find the good. Let's find the good. And even if it's bad, tell me that you're listening to it on the Edifi Christian podcast app and tell me why you think, look, sometimes we need to listen to the bad ones because that tells us what's going on within Christianity. So let's make the most out of it. The Edifi Christian podcast app, again, you can download the app through the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store. Put it on your device. Once it's downloaded, do a search for Theology Central. Do a search for VBC. Subscribe to both and just listen, download, listen. Look, there was at least an indication they didn't want us on some part of their platform. So let's let them know that there are at least people out there who think that what we're trying to do at the Theology Central podcast and the VBC podcast, that we're trying to do something that at least you, the listener, you think is important, you think is significant. And maybe it will, we can at least be, look, I just want to be a part of the discussion. There are Christians out there promoting all kinds of ideas, and I just want us to be a part of the conversation. I want us to be right there in that whole market of ideas, and I want our voice to be heard, our perspective. Yes, sometimes we go against the majority, but we're going to do what we can, and we're going to make the most of it. I'm just grateful for this opportunity. I'm grateful that the Edifi people finally allowed us to be on there. I don't know what their audience is. I don't know how many people are even using the app. I don't know. But if there's not a lot of people using the app and a bunch of my listeners jump on there and then boom, start listening, then we get a little bit of recognition. We get a little bit of opportunity, and numbers. Look, I hate to say it, podcast apps, podcast platforms. Look, it's the podcasts that get numbers. It's the ones that are the ones that get recognized. So we're going to do our best. Now, according to my iPad, I have very, very low Wi-Fi up here in this room. So I'm going to stop now. But I wanted to tell everyone that we made it. Thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your encouragement when I was very discouraged. So thank you for that. But go ahead and download it now, the Edifi Christian podcast app. Do a search for Theology Central, VBC, and just listen, download, listen. We'll see what happens, and we'll be talking about this a lot in the future. All right. Thank you for listening to this special broadcast coming from a dark room where I have almost no Wi-Fi. All right. Well, there's the Wi-Fi just shot way up. No, now it goes way back down. I don't know what's going. This room is haunted. No, I don't believe in that. That's just a joke. All right. Everyone have a great night, and I'll be live. I'm going to try to be at the church around 7 a.m. for a long day of live broadcasting from Victory Baptist Church. If you got anything you want me to talk about or discuss, email it to me now at newsif@yahoo.com. All right. Just to summarize, just in case you haven't gotten what this message is about, we're live on the Edifi Christian podcast app, Theology Central VBC. Start listening now. All right, everyone have a great night. God bless.